Hello, we're back. Okay, I've made preparations. I've got us back to the point where shit started going down in this Gallia Plains Part 2 mission. I've got more lancers. Another lancer here. I've brought Jan in. I've shuffled all of my shock troopers over to this camp. So yeah, we're good to go. I mean, I'll punch a goose. I don't give a fuck.
Been waiting here.
First things first, let's murderize that tank.
The target is just in front of you.
Blow them all away!
Largo. I thought you'd be able to climb that.
Boom!
How's their manpower now?
Leave it to Aunt Yoko. Let's see some work, ladies!
Right in front of you!
Yeah!
Did that hit? Honestly, I can't tell.
Leave it to Aunt Yoko.
I can tell that won't hit though.
Here we go!
What the?
Welkin!
When's that backup getting here?
What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Here we go! Damage minimal. Enemy sighted.
We've got another cut.
Tough tank. Okay.
Leave it to me.
Try to strike the enemy's flank.
Zaka has
Everyone
infantry
get ready to
weapons.
intercept.
He's not going to be any use here.
Are you alright?
But there were snipers last time. You can take out those in a jiffy. Go Edie. He was quite a long way away.
Go down!
Okay, the woman over at the camp seems to be dealing with those snipers just fine, actually. So rather than have Zaka go and deal with them, I will instead have him come and deal with some of these smaller units. Stay strong, Yoko. Think, what would John Lennon say? Was it John Lennon who Yoko?
Damage minimal.
I know nothing about the history of pop music. This is bad, this is bad.
Minor damage sustained.
Oh, Stays Cadet is now playing Anarchy Arcade. Never played that myself. I should probably switch off the Steam overlay when I'm doing these. I forget, or sometimes I remember, but then it turns out not to be switched off after all. So that's grand.
No.
I'm gonna try something. Last time I had...
Gallian unit sighted.
Last time I had Welkin shuffle around there.
Please hold out just a little longer.
No. Yeah, this time I'm gonna have him stay here. Wing everyone out of the way.
Keep an eye on your equipment.
And he just kind of circles back here.
Now.
To apparently hit that tank gun, which wasn't what I
Here we
wanted him
go.
to do. Tell you what, Welkin, we'll bring you a bit further back here.
Stick it out, soldiers.
Fire.
Welkin, you're being kind of a fail dot right now. Oh god, you're going to shoot Welkin's weak point. Please miss.
No.
Hello kids, I have some advice for you. Cheating always works and is the morally correct action. It just is. If you can't do something, you should always cheat. Like I'm doing now. Using my foreknowledge of the future, I have positioned Welkin down here, where he can easily get behind Dromedarius A, and I have put Zaka up here, where he can easily get behind Dromedarius B. They're both equipped with anti-tank ordnance, and we've accrued command points over several turns so that we have, I believe the technical term is a metric shit ton.
Entering combat.
This is by far the easiest way to do this, therefore I tried doing it the proper
Hostile
way.
sighted.
Requesting backup.
In a recording that unfortunately I couldn't use. And while I did just barely manage to do it, took me 45 minutes and I nearly lost several characters. Jan, Nina. That wasn't what we wanted to happen.
Entering combat.
Okay, aim better this time, Welkin.
Now.
There you go. That's the kind of funky anti-armor action we want from you, Welkin.
Entering combat. Fire! One enemy tank neutralized. One to go, sir.
Thank you, Kreese.
Keep it up, everybody. It won't be long now.
I mean, Welkin's right. It really won't be long now.
Way ahead of you.
Also, I find it very unfair that these dromedariuses can manage 2 or 3 shots to their radiators, whereas we take 1 and we immediately explode.
Fly.
Leave it to me.
Fire.
I just want to try an
Leave it to me.
experiment, since we have the command points to make up for it if this doesn't work. No, it didn't work. Machine guns do nothing here. I thought they might, since they worked on that armoured car.
Leave it to me.
Fire. Operation complete. Both enemy tanks neutralized.
The watershed battle on the Magyar Plains ended in the victory of the Gallian forces. It made military history not only with its ferocity, but with the duel that ended it. The Imperial army then fell to retreat, while Gallia's grasp on victory tightened.
Alicia, are you all right?
Welkin. What happened? I can't remember. What did... I was shot, wasn't I? But here I am, alive and fully healed. And it's like... everyone looks at me differently now. Like they're scared. Welkin, has something happened to me? Tell me, please!
Alicia.
Report. Parting ways.
Ooh, this should be interesting. Let's crack on and see what's afoot then.
Sir, may I come in?
Of course, Kreese, we always have time
Kreese,
for you.
any results on that thing I asked you to look into? Yes, sir. For starters, this bullet you gave me. Its shape and markings perfectly match rounds used by an experimental Gallian sniper rifle. I see. So Alicia really was shot by someone inside the Gallian force. So, any leads on who fired it?
Come on, Welkin. Kreese isn't a detective. He's a mechanic. They're totally different professions.
Yes, sir. Tell me, Kreese. The night before the shooting, records show Lieutenant Lancet checked out the rifle.
Faldio.
What? Faldio had the gun? Are you sure that's not some mistake?
Really? Have you talked to Faldio lately? He's constantly pretty much chattering villain monologues at you.
It's rare for a tank commander to ask for a sniper rifle, so the clerk remembered him. Sir, only 2 of those rifles exist right now. One is confirmed to be locked in the arsenal. The other was checked out to Lieutenant Lancet and has yet to be returned. I can't. It's hard for me to believe, too. Faldio? It couldn't be.
Am I the only one not surprised by this? Faldio? Betray us after he gave us a talk on how the strong survive and the weak perish? No!
Hey, Faldio. You in?
Say it's not so.
Guess not. Notes on the Valkyrian race. The anthropology of the Valkyrer. Maybe he was reading up on the enemy.
No, Welkin.
This is his handwriting. Alicia must be made to awaken. What?
Alicia must be made to awaken. No matter how much I try, I can think of no other way. I almost wish I had never joined them on that expedition to the Barrius ruins. I'm convinced that the inner chamber was built to admit only Valkyria. But the door opened at her touch. That could only mean that the blood of their tribe courses through her veins. Still, I was shocked to find her bathed in that uncanny light that night in the field. Though I doubted my eyes, I never once doubted. That light was the Valkyrian blue flame. Ultimately, I had no choice but to accept the simple truth that Alicia is one of them. I'd already begun to question all I knew. The walls of the temple sanctum were inscribed with the Valkyrier's account of history. History as it truly was.
Interesting.
We are all taught of the Darkson calamity and how their actions forever scorched the land. But this account told a different story. The Valkyria invaded this land from the north, slaying the indigenous Darkson people as they came. Their grasp of Ragnite technology and the art of war were vastly superior. They trained the destructive power of Ragnite on the Darkson's land, burned it to ash, then had the gall to pass the blame for their inhuman deeds off on their Darkson slaves. Darksons have borne that stigma ever since, while the Valkyria became godlike saviors.
Ithara was right. Well, no, she wasn't right. Ithara was sort of right.
The victors simply rewrote the history books. The Barrius ruins promulgate a lie to all but their own descendants as hard fact. Reading about the Valkyrier's power, the true face of these saviors, left me stunned. Yet at the same time, I cannot help but think of how useful it could be to us now. Since then, I've investigated every text and report on the Valkyria I could find. They lead me to believe that at least a few scions of the Valkyria must have survived to this day. All across Europa, these rare individuals live and die unaware of their own nature. But history has recorded rare cases of individuals who have awakened to their powers. Their stories share one common thread. All of them suffered grave wounds before awakening. If those accounts are correct, the blood of the Valkyria stirs at the approach of death. Their power, having slept for thousands of years, bursts awake at one step shy of the end. Once awakened, if one of these individuals takes hold of the refined Ragnite arms of their ancestors, they make their mark on history as one of the Valkyria of old. I couldn't stop myself. I stole the Valkyrian lance and shield out of the university archive. Supposedly their blood serves to amplify the Ragnite's natural power. I have no idea what science lies behind it. Perhaps it's a consequence of their origins in the Ragnite-rich northern regions. Regardless of the reason, the Valkyria's life force itself calls forth a reaction from the stone. The enemy Valkyria decimated our forces on the Magyar plains. I could not afford to stay my hand on account of ethics. I had the rifle, and I forced myself to use it. I shot her. I placed the lance and shield on her unconscious form. I was racked with insecurity and guilt, hands red with blood of my best friend's love. But now I know. The choice I made was right.
Faldio!
Welkin, he's not there. You already know that. Oh.
Hello, Lieutenant Gunther. Is something wrong?
Faldio, where is he?
Sir, Captain Virat just called him in. He left only a minute ago.
Why did you not pass him in the hallway?
Faldio, I'm only going to ask you this once. Was it you who shot Alicia?
Yeah. I shot her.
Tell me why. Why did you have to shoot her?
The people. Gallia needed her. Now let me ask you a question. How else do you think we could have won that battle? If not for Alicia's power, Gallia would have most certainly lost.
I still can't.
And not just this battle. I'm talking about Gallia's future. How else are we supposed to survive Welkin, caught on either side by giants? It's Alicia, our Valkyria. She's the only one who can protect us from them.
Wrong. Our side gaining power won't end this war. All it does is escalate the conflict.
That's enough. Listen to each other. You may both be right, but still, you're both very wrong. I don't claim to have the perfect answer either. However, regardless of the reason, attacking one of your own comrades is deplorable. By Gallian military law, I remand you to the stockade until further notice, Faldio. And you, Welkin. 24 hours in isolation for engaging in fisticuffs.
Chapter 15, Citadel Ghirlandaio.
Intriguing. Oh, please like and subscribe. See you next time.